Hello friends, today's topic is coffee dates? You say no? Let's rant.
Good morning. On today's episode of the dumbest shit that bitches say on the internet, now bitches don't want coffee dates. They feel like it's beneath them, it's the bare minimum, they're not accepting it, and if they don't want to accept it, they shouldn't. Bitches don't want coffee dates now all of a sudden, but on February 14th, bitches be wanting $50 gift cards to Starbucks and Dunkin', huh? Cut the bullshit. Like, just say that y'all bitches don't want the cheap date. Say that you're hungry and you want an expensive date and you haven't been taken out in a while. Niggas will respect y'all shit better. Because usually you bitches that be wanting the world be having whack puss. And niggas got to spend all this money to get this whack puss at the end. In my opinion, that's bad money management. If you just hit niggas up like, yo, I'm hungry, I want a free meal. Niggas hit you with, yo, that's crazy because I want some puss. Let them get the whack puss now rather than later down the line. You bitches, like I said before, are pathetic. Now nobody wants coffee. But every fucking morning I see on fucking Instagram a boomerang, a bitch with a Pandora charm bracelet shaking a coffee with 5 pumps of mocha and caramel swirl. Now nobody likes coffee. Shut the fuck up. Just say you're hungry and you want a free meal, bitch.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
I've never in my life thought to myself, let me ask this woman on an actual date to Starbucks. Nigga, what? But like, for real though, it is low energy, it is. I don't want to argue with you, and it's not the same thing as taking a woman to dinner. And if you think that, little brain ass boy or girl. Like, some people don't drink coffee. That's number one. That's my first thought. When I heard about this whole dumbass conversation, I was like, bitch, some people don't even drink coffee. What the fuck? So if this motherfucker asks this lady on a fucking coffee date, she be like, well, I don't drink coffee. Now she ungrateful. Now she ungrateful, and all women have to accept any date that a man puts in front of them. Delusional. Delusional, I swear to God. Like, a motherfucker can literally wake up at the crack of dawn, scratch their ass, and go meet you at Starbucks. And you gonna tell me that's not low energy? And this another thing. If y'all doing this to get a little vibe check off shawty, FaceTime the bitch. But, and then it's my whole thing, like, nobody is gonna be attractive to everybody, period. Like, I don't give a fuck how fine you think you is. Somebody think you ugly. Swear to God, though. Y'all over here attacking her appearance because she don't want to go on a date to get coffee. I mean, damn, like, fuck. And then, I'm not gonna lie, goddamn, it's raining everything in the world. I feel like she could have at least spoke up and, like, maybe said something that she would like to do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, maybe she could have said, well, you could take me to lunch, or you could take me to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, communication is always key, y'all.
Wow, I didn't know a simple date was a problem. Oh well.
I don't accept coffee dates from men either. That just takes too little planning and too low effort for it to be a date, in my opinion. My opinion. Y'all come into my comment section saying pick better men when I complain about men harassing me in public or a shitty experience with a man. But then you get mad when we actually have standards. And it's okay if you don't agree with my standard, because then you shouldn't fucking date me. You shouldn't be interested in me. But since men will put it in literally anything, they think that every single woman talking on this app is an invitation for them to comment because they think it was meant for them. I don't look at every single guy on this app and think he's attractive, let alone want to date him. But once again, you guys will literally put it in anything. I myself hardly ever just go and grab a coffee. I'm grabbing a coffee, I'm grabbing a meal. So I'm not personally going to accept less on a date than I would give myself anyway. You're not a mind reader. I don't expect you to know that I don't usually take myself out for just coffee. Just like how previously I hadn't expected you to throw a temper tantrum about my standards. But now I'm a little inclined to assume that since there's so many of you throwing temper tantrums about this. If you want to do a coffee date, find somebody who matches your energy. Simple as that. You don't need to go bully some woman on the internet for having higher standards than you. Black woman at that, because you're fucking racist.
Here's the thing about the coffee date situation, all right? One thing about me is I don't go back and forth with grown-ass people, male or female, when we do not play in the same pool or bracket when it comes to dating. I don't go back and forth with them about dating expectations because it's a futile conversation. It goes nowhere because y'all are not having the same conversation. You're not talking about the same thing. Because like the amount of stupid conversations I have been in or on like the edge of with men who want to go back and forth with women, females, about 50-50, about telling them they're going to be single for a long time because what men do and do not do. You know, women who will just like okay with like, well, if he want to take me out and I don't really have no expectations, we come date. That's you, baby. That's not me. Y'all can have that conversation with each other because clearly y'all go together. We not in the same pool. I'm not having this conversation with you because you get in these conversations with men, right, who are telling you you're going to be single because what men do and do not do. When you sitting up there with a man or you know men who are doing all the things. It's like, no, it's not what men do and do not do. It's what you not going to do. What the men around you are not going to do. Like, that's not representative of the whole population. Just because you trifling don't mean everybody trifling, right? Or if you're a woman and you find with somebody not putting in any effort or any thought into the things that they do with you and the time they spend with you, that's great for you, right? Because the thing about the coffee date situation is that like myself and a lot of other people are saying we don't do coffee dates because the level of thought and effort that got put into that is very low. Meanwhile, you have all these other people, all they hear is you didn't drop enough money. Women are gold diggers, they expect status, they want you to do all this expensive ass thing. Nah. Like a coffee date is fine if you talking to somebody who's really into coffee. Like my friend's first date with her boyfriend now, he took her to some Turkish coffee place because she had never been there. She really liked coffee. Like, I've been on first dates with dudes that cost them, like, max $20-$30. But you can tell that they put at least a little bit of thought into, like, what we was about to do. As opposed to just being like, oh, meet me at, like, Bluestone on 34th. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody's saying they don't do coffee dates because it's given cheap, it's given broke, that person is not in your bracket. That person is not in your dating pool. Okay, why are you going back and forth with them? Because I'm sure there are tons of men out there who are not taking women to Starbucks or fucking La Colombe on a first date to drop $10 and being like, all right, and then that's all they do. Every date is like, oh, let's go get pizza or something. These like cheap ass dates. Like that girl's not for you. Why are you going back and forth with somebody who has made the decision that they don't date people who are cheap or want to go 50-50? Going back and forth with them about why they should. Like, that person's not for you. Y'all will not date each other. Leave that motherfucker alone. Like, have these conversations with people you want and who want you back. Not with people you would never date. And you would never be in the environment in the same circles with to date. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you on an app and you match with somebody and you say, let's go on a coffee date, and the person says back to you, well, I don't really like coffee dates this first date. I'd rather do an activity. And they're like, nah, well, I only do coffee dates. End of conversation. The conversation, we're not going back and forth with people who have made it. Stop doing it. It's a futile effort. Just leave it alone. Y'all not in the same dating pool. I get the apps have put us all together, but once you match, dead it. But there you go. You don't go on coffee dates, don't go on coffee dates. You only want to go on coffee dates because you don't want... Then go on, find somebody who wants to go on a coffee date. That's it. That's it.
I've said this numerous of times, and it's always rang true. A lot of women today don't know how to date. And this is why they go through a revolving door of men after men after men, and then all niggas ain't shit. And I say that to say because I see the discussion around having a coffee date. And women saying, that's not for me, that's low effort, that's low this, low that, that's what you did. I don't care what y'all talking about. The lady that recently sparked that coffee date conversation, because these are discussions that's been had for a long time, she'd be lucky if anybody asked her for directions. She'd be lucky if anybody asked her for directions. But now you don't do coffee dates. Now, I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying a lot of y'all don't know how to date. There's this romanticized idea of how much money he needs to spend,
where he needs to take you, all these things to legitimize it as a date, opposed to looking at it as, okay, it's low pressure, you're safe, because most of the time a coffee date would be during the daytime. Low expectations, he can't expect nothing from you, you sure can't expect nothing from him. You're not committed to getting dressed and putting on your finest and doing all the things, the full theater that you would do if it's a dinner date. It's a nice icebreaker. It's simple, right? And through the coffee date, he could get to figure out if he like you. You could get to figure out if you like him, and it could go anywhere or it could go nowhere, right? Opposed to committing. How many times, ladies, the ones that are dating, how many times have you gone on a date with a man and realized quickly he's an idiot, but you already committed the outfit, you already committed the night, you already committed yourself to this date, so now you gotta go through it, and now you suffering through that shit. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't get it. I remember when I worked downtown Brooklyn when I lived in New York. And if you know downtown Brooklyn, you know there's the fire chief department over there. There's City College. There's all the courts. There's a Chase head office over there. There's Con Edison. There's all types of, major companies that is there. So you could be walking to the halal spot to get a gyro or something, and you talking to a judge, or you talking to a lawyer, or you talking to a doctor, because there's a bunch of medical centers down there too. This person is in charge of the NICU or something. Like, you never know. And I've seen people on cute, coffee date, whether it's at Panera Bread or wherever. And I don't know, because I know because of the environment, she's probably making good money and he's probably making good money. And both of these people are on a coffee date, whether it's during their lunch break or after work. Like, once again, I'm seeing single women telling other single women not to take coffee dates, and men cosplaying as women telling other single women not to take coffee dates. This shit is, I'm so glad I'm not in this dating pool. I'm so glad I'm out of this. And strategically, I've always dated with a purpose. I wasn't in the pool very long anyway, but to say no to a coffee date, especially if you can gauge the pedigree of the man, whew.
Hey y'all, so a coffee date isn't enough for me either. And why y'all are so okay with accepting bare minimum behooves me. It's really confusing to me as to why y'all are not trying to make these men hold themselves to a higher standard, baby. But I digress. If you're okay with coffee, you're okay with coffee. And I love coffee shops. I do. But as a date, no. No, you need to put a little effort. You need to show me that you care. You need to show me your creativity. And that is all there is to it. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But a man will sit up here and scream from the mountaintops that women need to choose better, while also screaming that we need to accept less. How does that make any sense to any of y'all? And then the pick-me's always want to come and corroborate and agree with these men, and they still won't pick you, baby. Like, when are y'all gonna realize, like, nobody's getting picked? Y'all aren't getting picked either. Like, how is that going? How is that working out for you? It's not. They don't want you. As much as you scream that you agree with everything that they say and everything that they want to dish out to you, they still don't want you. So then that should tell you something. That should tell you that maybe you're on the wrong side of history. Huh? You're making it hard for us women that are trying to make the men better. The ones that are trying to hold off and make them realize that they need to hold themselves to a better standard. The women that are really trying to make men better for other women, y'all are keeping them below sea level. Y'all are letting them be pieces of shit and telling us we need to accept it because of what? Because of how you think I look? Baby, you're a woman. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm not dating you. Like, why the hell do I give a damn if you find me attractive?
What world are we living in right now? Is coffee a problem? Comment down below, and thank you for watching.